Oh, that one I was talking
Yeah,
about?
the one you talking about. 'Cause it was one when I was leaving the state.
Oh, nah, this thing was like right in the middle of 85. Got the whole south end locked off. That shit is not going nowhere. They got the fire trucks pulled in, blocking that shit off and everything. That shit look bad. They ain't letting no cars go through. Got traffic at a standstill. And I know they been there a good little, at least 20 minutes. At least. And you know that traffic stack up quick on 85. Man, I don't know if you listen to rap, Mardaki, but I've been listening to this nigga named Quando Rondo lately. Oh, we lying?
So like,
It's like in the stuff he talk about, it's like he wise beyond his years, so to speak. You know,
really?
yeah, I mean, as wise as a young kid running the streets can be. You know what I mean? But but yeah, let's get to it, man. We got any questions? Shalom, we the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. What we teach is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel according to the Bible. Um, we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Um, if if you're not in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, you are not in the truth. You understand? And today we are following up on a topic that we didn't get to finish going over. Uh, the week prior. Go ahead.
No, so like,
Oh, ain't no sweat. Um, but what we're gonna do is finish going over that because what we were talking about is we were talking about marriage. You understand? And what marriage is, what it was, you know what I mean, and what it should be, and we talked about the we discussed what the Bible says about marriage and established what marriage is. You know what I mean? We established, certain rules when it comes to marriage and dealing with married women. You understand how as a brother, you shouldn't even sit down and grab a drink with a woman who's married. You understand? So we went over all those things. One of the topics that's been really big in the news lately is that Kim Kardashian. Mardoc, you heard about that?
all right, about
Kim
that.
Kardashian apparently filed divorce from Kanye West, and I think this happened like a while ago, but just recently she went on television and was crying her little eyeballs out. You understand? Because what I mean, she feels like she's a failure because she done been in 3 marriages and yada yada yada, and then but the thing is, Kim Kardashian considers herself to be what they call in the world an alpha female. You ever heard about that, Mardaki?
I've heard that term before.
That term alpha female, and what we were discussing, and that's ironic because what we were discussing the last class was about the matriarchal families. You understand, where you have a bunch of families in the black community where the head of the household is the woman. You understand, and a bond was mentioning. Hey, Salakia, can you make sure my car is locked, Baba Kasha? Throw it. Um, you understand? So, what we were talking about was there was the matriarchal families and the different things. Yeah, the different things that everything to what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no sign of Christ. All right, so and the water.
I was about to say,
we were talking about how in the matriarchal families, one of the major byproducts of matriarchal families is having children outside of that marriage. You understand? So the sister runs the household, and the husband may stay home and take care of the kids, and the woman pretty much run everything, and he just pretty much the dude boy, cook, clean, wear an apron around the house, yes ma'am, my queen, and all that. You understand? And in relationships and in marriages where the families are matriarchal, there's a high percentage of those marriages that result in that woman committing adultery and having children with men outside of her husband. You understand? Because think about it, like Kanye West, made the song where he was talking about 18 years, got me for 18 years and found out it wasn't his. You understand? So these are I'm bringing these things out because these are a lot of the core issues amongst the black community. You understand? Now, of course, these type of issues are not a result of our own decision making and our own doing. This is a result of the continued oppression, and it was orchestrated to be this way by our oppressors. You understand? Like Kazak brought out at camp the other week. You understand about how back during slavery, they used to tear down the black man. You understand, and make the woman the head of the household, and make the woman place the woman at the seat of power in the black houses. You understand? Like the scriptures say, how can you enter into a strong man's house? You understand? You can't enter into a strong man's house unless you first bind the strong man. You see what I'm saying? So these matriarchal families is the beginnings of the destructions of our people. You understand? Because it all starts from the children. And think about it like this, with the children, in those matriarchal families where the woman is the head of the household, there's a high percentage that the children become, live in poverty, live lives of crime. You understand? And end up in prison, end up in jail, or end up dead. So there's a high percentage of that. It's a greater chance, for any woman that raises children by herself and feels like she doesn't need a man. You understand? You believing that you don't need a man, the result of that is that there's a high percent chance that your child is going to grow up and be poor. Right. It's a great chance that your child is going to grow up and be a gang member, or be a homosexual, or be transgender. You understand? Or be a drug addict. You understand? There's a high percentage chance that your child is not going to be successful in life. You understand? So to believe that you don't need a man and that you're going to do it all by yourself. And Mardakia, some women create this atmosphere where they feel like they by themselves doing it by themselves. You understand? They create this atmosphere. You understand? When the father of the child or children is willing to go above and beyond to provide for his child, you understand, for his family, and build a future for his family, but yet that woman in her mouth, that woman listening to her friends that ain't got a man, can't keep a man, and ain't even got custody of their kids. You understand? It's an age-old tale in the black community. Black households are destroyed left and right because some woman listened to her friend who is on drugs, living with her parents, can't keep a man, and then lost the rights to even raise her own children. Why would you even take advice from someone like that? You understand? So the thing is that, you understand, the matriarchal families, these single mother households, that is almost genocide. That is genocide, Mardaki. You understand? That is genocide. You understand? Because think about it. If the child already has everything stacked against him because he's black in America, you understand? Why would you, out of your own selfishness, you understand, believe? And then the thing is that all the statistics that we brought out, Mardaki, you understand? We brought out an article the other week. You understand? Well, we broke down all the statistics that talked about the single parent households, the single mother households, and how a lot of those single parent mother households, you got 5 different kids by 5 or 6 different men. You understand? And none of the men are in the lives of these kids, because the woman is such a monster, such a selfish monster. You understand? And that she creates this whole atmosphere because she don't give a damn about black men. She has no love in her heart for a black man. And because of that hatred that black women have for black men, that hatred is going to destroy your children. You understand? That hatred is going to destroy your children. You understand? It's not going to help your children. You understand, Mardaki? I'm a child that grew up in a household, you understand, where neither one of my parents was there. My mother or my father. You understand? And guess what I did? I became a drug dealer. You understand? I became a criminal. You understand? I was a filthy, disgusting person in the world. You understand? Carrying illegal firearms and all that, when I could legally own it. That's the crazy part. I was illegally carrying firearms when I could legally purchase the firearms. You understand? So, because I was destroyed, you understand? Because of this, all of this mess that people believe is gonna bring success to their children, and then they wonder. You know, we say all these things, and then watch, Mardaki. Sisters ain't gonna hear it, and then 15 years later, their child is gonna be a GD. You understand? They child is gonna be a transgender. You understand? Their child is gonna be a drug addict or a drug dealer or both. You understand? In 15 years, because kids start doing drugs at a young age. You understand? They don't start doing drugs when they 25. They start doing drugs when they 12 and 13. You understand? 12 and 13 years old, your child is getting high. You understand? And guess what? Because you such a selfish monster, you understand? You so focused on your career and what you personally do, you understand, that you don't even notice that your child is a drug addict. You don't even know. You think they just lazy. No, your child is depressed, destroyed, because they have no clue where their father is. You understand? They live in a life being told that their daddy ain't S. You understand? And guess what? That's their father. So if their daddy ain't S, then that translates to the child's mind that I ain't S. Right. That I ain't nothing. Because I come from him. You understand? Mardaki, if you could, Baba Kashah, I want you to give me Genesis chapter 3, Baba Kashah. You understand? Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Baba Kashah. And I want you to give me verse 16.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
And of course, we know, the reason why the Lord is punishing Eve in this scripture is because she disobeyed her husband. She disobeyed her husband and thought she knew better. You understand? She thought she knew better because she listened to the serpent in the garden. You understand? She listened to Satan, and Adam followed after her. You understand? So as a result, the Most High punished them for that. And this is the punishment that was going to fall on Eve for that. So go ahead.
In sorrow that thou bring forth children.
You understand? And he, the Most High wasn't playing. You understand? All the daughters of Eve, they go through birth pains when they give children, when they give child. You understand? And you know what I mean? They that's from what I've heard, that's one of the most painful things that a human body can even experience without passing out.
Right.
You understand? And some women pass out during pregnancy. You understand? I mean during birth. Go ahead.
In thy desire shall be to thy husband.
And now what?
In thy desire shall be to thy husband.
And that shall be what?
Desire shall be to thy husband.
So think about that. Think about that, right? To all the matriarchal sisters out here who feel like you don't need a man, who raising kids in a single family home. You got this grudge against your baby daddy that you just hate him so much because he decided to get another woman, because he decided to yell at you, because he didn't like your outfit. You understand? Because he lost his job. You understand? We can go down the list of things that sisters leave brothers for. You understand? The world rewards women for leaving a man. Do they not, Mardaki? Go on Instagram. Go on Facebook. Right. Sister, a brother break up with his girl, the world like, well, you ain't nothing. You probably did something wrong. You understand? What you do? That's they look at us like we automatically messed up. But let the sister do it. You understand? She gonna have 1,000 brothers in her inbox that night, that minute. You understand? Thirsting like vampires. You understand? And they gonna be calling her queen, telling her how pretty she is. You understand? How you deserve better. You understand? How your ex was a cornball anyway, and all of that. You understand? The world, and she just soaks it all up. All the attention and all the lusting and all of that. You understand? So she then goes forth and gets rewarded for being disloyal. You understand? Meanwhile, you didn't sacrifice your whole you risking going to prison for life to be able to put a roof over her head. And she can't even keep her goddamn mouth shut.
Right.
You understand? She can't even shut up. You understand? She can't even shut up. And she expects you to only put your rod in that the rest of your life. When she don't even shut up. You understand? And she get an attitude, she rain hellfire. And you just supposed to take it. You understand? La. Your desire is supposed to be to thy husband. You understand? Not your career. You understand? Your career. If your man say quit your goddamn job, quit your job. Right. Well, hopefully the brother don't just up and tell you quit your job. But if the brother has adequate reason to tell you to leave your job, say if he don't like you working the type of job that you working, and your husband tell you to leave your job, find another job. Find another slavery. You understand? Honor your husband. You understand? The Most High said your desire shall be to thy husband, not to your own selfish lust, not to your own pride and arrogance. You understand? And Mardaki, I like I said, I grew up in a household without my parents. So, you know what I mean? And I didn't really understand it until I became a grown man and started, wheeling and dealing with some of these single mothers when I was in the world. You know what I mean? And I seen like, damn, you some monsters. No wonder my mama and my daddy did what he did. No wonder. I get it. I understand. You know, thankfully I'm not in that situation. You understand? But I understood. You understand? And it wasn't until I came into the truth to where, you know, I was watching one of General Muhammad's classes to where I was able, just from what he said in the class was so profound. You understand? I took it like it was everything, and I did that, and it changed my entire life between me and my father. You know, me and my father don't talk every day. We sometimes now go months without speaking, but my father is like my best friend now. You understand? Because he like an older version of me. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know, and so when I oftentimes talk to him, you know what I mean, he'll even give me game on certain things, and I educate him on the truth. You understand? And so the thing is, like, because of what General Muhammad said, you know, he said instead of whining and crying about what your daddy did, he said, try being a better son. Right. And that was profound to me. You understand? And at the time, I found out that my father was locked up. You understand? So I started sending money, you know, and things like that to help my pops. And, you know, my pops, you know, to him, it was like he looked at it like he didn't deserve it. He's like, why? He said, I don't even know what to even say. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because of my pops, because he was a great guy. It was because he was my father. Right. You understand? And I was being a better son. Because up to that point, I'd been a horrible son. Mm-hmm. You understand? I've been a terrible son until General Muhammad said that in that class that day. You understand? That was something I got from the truth. You understand? From being in the ISUPK. I don't feel like I'd have got that in no IUIC, Mardaki. You understand? And no GMS. I don't feel like I would have got that. You understand? So the things that the things that I have been given by the Most High since I've been in the truth, I know that those are things that I would have never gotten those things anywhere else. You understand? I would have never been able to get my license back anywhere else other than in the ISUPK. You understand? So, you understand? But with all that being said, you want to wonder why you can't find a good man? Try being a better woman. Right. Did you think about that? I mean, it makes sense to me. Right. You understand? Try being a better woman. Try being more loyal. Try shutting up. Try cooking. A lot of sisters don't do that, Mardaki. You understand? Once I approach a lot of sisters, talk to a lot of sisters, get a lot of numbers. You understand? And listen here, I'm in South Carolina. I'm ashamed of these South Carolinian sisters. You understand? It's a lot of them. You be like, I'm like, okay, so you know what you like to cook. Once that come up, oh, I don't be cooking. What you mean you don't be cooking? Right. Have you ever cooked? Mm-hmm. She like, I mean, I can cook. I ain't the best cook. Right. I'm like, oh no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for a man to cook for me. Like, right. Look here, I ain't the one. Go ahead.
If I could, so I was courting this one sister up in North Carolina. You know, she invited me over. You know, we was, nothing went down, nothing like that. Right. And she asked me was I was hungry. Mm. Of course, you know what I'm saying. So so man, like when I say this, here in the UPK, you know what I'm saying. Like we like to eat good food. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying. So we done had Passover lamb. You know what I'm saying. Brothers and sisters cook. Man, when I tell you this was the worst plate I've ever tasted. Yikes. I stopped talking to that female right then and there, just because of her cooking skills. So like,
yikes! Listen, sis, if you don't know how to cook, you are not going to find a good man. Right. You understand? You might find a good man that loves to cook. Yeah. That's out there. Yeah. That exists. I know plenty of. It's a bunch of them in the UPK. Yeah. You understand? I ain't trying to point you in their direction because they looking for real to cook for them. You understand? Like Dawada. We call him Chef Dawada. You understand? In a bun, forget about it. Yeah, I've been telling the buns since he came to the truth. Like, you need to open a food truck. What are you waiting on? You understand? So, you know what I mean? So, like, I never had Mardakia's cooking. I can't recall Mardakia's cooking. Did you ever cook anything, Mardakia?
I don't think I have something like that.
Yeah. I'm not a cook. There's a few things I can cook good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm expanding my horizon on, you know, through the goodness of YouTube. You understand? But, you know, I can hold my own in certain scenarios in the kitchen, especially when it comes to eating healthy. I can do that real good. Because it ain't too hard to mess up vegetables. You know what I mean? Or grilled chicken. You understand? Ain't too hard to mess up grilled chicken. You understand? But at the end of the day, try being a better woman. You understand? Look, think about it, man. Listen, if you do not have a man, sis, you probably there's with the exception of the sisters in the UPK. You understand? Because the sisters in the UPK, they get snatched. You know what I mean? That's a word they got in the world, Marda. They call them. They say gets. I think that's what they say. At least that's how I translate it. You know, I could be completely wrong. You know what I mean? But they say like they trying to get snatched. You understand? But here's the thing: a lot of sisters is getting, you know what I mean, beat down. You understand? And then tossed to the side like a pair of old gym socks. You know what I mean? And a lot of sisters is content with getting beat down by the man that they like, by the man that they want to be a good man. You understand? And then shocked and surprised when you put yourself out there like a dirty gym sock and get used like a dirty gym sock and then get tossed to the side like a dirty gym sock. You understand? You want to find a good man. It's first of all, if you really want to find a good man, come into the ISUPK. Start coming to class. Do your 90 days. You understand? Go to the Passover. Cook at the feast days. You think the Most High ain't going to send you a warrior, a soldier? You understand? He going to find you up in here. Let you come up in here cooking on a feast day. You ain't going to be single long. General Muhammad phone going to be blowing off the hook. You understand? So, I get General. I need that one. You know what I mean? So if you wanna, you know, even for the sisters who in a marriage, you understand, who have a man, and you having problems with your man, you not happy with your man, or there's things going on that you just don't like. You just stressed out all the time. You feel like you're falling out of love with the man. Why don't you try being a better woman? Be a better wife. Go ahead, Wardaki.
We just got a comment.
Go ahead.
Trooper Ashaya Ali said, lots of sisters think they can cook because they make shrimp Alfredo.
Now, I will say this about Alfredo. First of all, if you're cooking something unlawful, you can't cook.
Right.
Second of all, it don't count. You disqualified. Second of all, I will say this. If you making Alfredo sauce from scratch, you know, that is a little bit of a challenge. Because I done messed it up plenty of times, Mardaki. Making it from scratch. You know what I mean? I'm all right with it now. You know what I mean? I do things a little different when I make mine. I certain ways I like it. And there's certain ways that I've tried it that don't taste good. Right. You understand? Like one time I made it, killed it, smelled good, looked good, forgot to put salt in it. You know what I mean? You know what it tasted like? It tasted like hot milk. That's what it tasted like. Like it ain't come out good, my dog, at all. You know what I mean? I forgot that part. You know what I mean? It came out tasting like hot milk. You know what I mean? It wasn't good. The chicken was great. That Alfredo sauce, I messed that up bad. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, you know, got fixed with a little bit of salt and pepper. But at the end of the day, you know, a lot of sisters probably think they can cook because they can make Kraft cheese and macaroni. Mm-hmm. You understand? That ain't. Go ahead.
I said stovetop.
Stovetop. Yeah, a lot of sisters think they can cook because they can make spaghetti.
Oh man.
You understand? Go on YouTube. Look up. First of all, master some soul food. If you really want to spice it up, master some Mexican food. Not no Mexican seasoned rice. You know what I mean? Learn how to go home and make that Mexican rice. You know what I mean? Cause I've tried it. It ain't that easy, Mardaki. You know, I know Barn can do it. I seen him do it. I mess it up. You know, I bought a rice cooker. I don't mess with rice. You know, I ain't good with rice. First time I tried to cook rice, I fell asleep. Woke up, the whole house smelled like burnt rice. And if you ever burnt rice, it ain't good. That's a smell that you ain't gonna never forget. You understand? But but yeah, you know, try if you're having problems at home, try being a better wife. You understand? Start there before you start trying to point the finger elsewhere. You understand? Start there, because at the end of the day, majority of the problems is probably because of you anyway.
Right.
Just being honest. You understand? Because brothers, we more so creatures of habit. We pretty much the same all day, every day. When we wake up, go to bed, we like our routine. But when you doing all this, that ain't the routine.
Right.
No man plans on coming home and dealing with this. That ain't the plan. That ain't the wave. That right there need to be this. You understand? Now, I know sisters, you know, y'all just got the yap. So, you know, brothers, listen to your woman. Let her talk. You understand? Hear what she got to say. You understand? Just be her ear. Listen to what she got to say, man. She got to talk to somebody. You understand? You can't just keep, you know, it's a time for that and it's a time for this. It's a time for that and a time for this. And most of the time, it's a time for this. You understand? So, and when I say this, I ain't talking about just, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Let me tell you about this day. Let me tell you about this situation that happened at work. Such and such. Shirley said, yada, yada, yada. Becky, and Becky said, yada, yada, yada. Shirley, and Shirley went and ran and told, you know, okay, yeah, hear all that. Okay, listen to it. That's your job. You can do that. You understand? Just like how you do with your little daughter, man. Listen to her talk. She gonna ramble on and be like, oh, for real? Oh, you did? Oh, that's so sweet. You understand? Listen to what she got to say, man. Let her talk. Talk to her. Let her talk. You understand? But sisters, I ain't saying, when I say let her talk, I don't mean let her be sideways out the mouth. You understand? Sisters, you shouldn't be trying to make your point. Because your desire is to your what? It's to your husband. You understand? That's where your desire should be. So if your desires outweigh your husband's desires, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
It's gonna be bad. You're gonna have problems. You understand? Think about it. If you got a car, the gas station is supposed to put gas in the engine so for the car could go, but the gas tank decide, you know what, I ain't gonna push no more gas to the engine. I'm wondering why the engine ain't pushing gas to me.
Right.
Then guess what? Now you got problems. The car ain't going nowhere. Now something got to go. Either a new engine got to get put in there or a new gas tank or a new fuel pump. You understand? Something got to be switched. You understand? Your desires to your husband. You know what I mean? There was a story I read a while back. I was trying to find it for today's class, but I wasn't able to find it. But there was a sister who was she was like CEOs of multiple companies. You know what I mean? Had a beautiful, illustrious career, building companies, expanding brands, selling companies and things like that. And then she eventually retired. And when she retired, guess what, Mardaki? She was old and didn't have no kids, no husband, no none of that. And she accomplished far more than I ever accomplished, Mardaki. But she felt like she hadn't accomplished anything. You understand? She felt like she accomplished nothing. She did all that, bought all the Gucci bags, all the red bottoms. You know, what else is the sisters like? All the lace fronts. You understand? All the, the Hermes. What they call it, Hermes? I don't know. I just heard it because DJ Envy was talking about it. Hermes. Something. They want all that. She had all that. The car, Bentleys, Maybach. She got drivers. You understand? Done seen every country in the world. Went vacation on, and all, you know, done been everywhere in the world on vacation. You understand? But yet, at the end of the day, she was old and depressed because she felt like she did nothing with her life. Because her desire wasn't to her husband. She served her own selfish desires. You understand? She could have did all that and had a man. You understand? She could have did all that and gave that man everything. You understand? And guess what? She'd had a beautiful life for it. You understand? Like, there was a sister, Mardaki, I used to slave with. I overheard her. She was talking about how her and her husband she wasn't sure her and her husband was going to make it. You understand? And they was married according to Esau. You know what I mean? On paper, on wax. So she was like, yeah, I'm not sure, you know, if we going to make it, So I said, well, why you thinking you ain't going to make it? She said, you know, she went down the list, yada, 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 yada. So then I asked her, I said, well, let me ask you a question. Like, is it the marriage that's messed up? Or is it your desire to want this marriage to be successful messed up? And she thought for a second. She was like, I mean, I want my marriage to be successful. So I said, okay. I said, if you want your marriage to be successful, then I'm going to tell you some things to do. You ain't going to like it, but I guarantee you, your marriage is going to change drastically. You understand? Now, I'm not going to go into some of the gory details, but the main thing that I told her to do was I said, when you get your paycheck, and we was making commission, Mardaki, $3,000-$4,000 commission checks. You understand? I said, take your paycheck, when on the day you get paid, take your paycheck and give it to your husband. All of it. Every single dime. You understand? And have him give you a budget on what you can spend. You understand? And she was like, what? Give him my paycheck. I said, hey, you ain't got to take my advice. You understand? You ain't got to take my advice. But I'm telling you that if you do what I'm telling you right now, you within a month, you're going to see a drastic change in your relationship. So guess what she did, Mardaki? She, on payday, you know, I commend this sister for this. You know, she did not come into the truth, but I commend this sister for this. She got her paycheck, and she came into work the day after payday with like this shit-eating smirk on her. It's like it. With this smirk on her face. She was just looking at me, sat down. She said, well, I did it. I said, did what? You know, I forgot that I even had this conversation. She said, I did like you said. I gave him my whole paycheck. Every dime. I was like, how did he respond to it? He was like, he couldn't believe it. You know, he couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So I think about the next paycheck came. He gave her the whole thing. She was like, man. She came in one day just looking like a whole different woman. Right. Like I can tell that he been tying royal fire to that beehive. Right. I can tell. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because she was free as a bird. Mm-hmm. You understand? And she when she kept all her money to herself and tried to make her own decisions and try to run things and try to argue with her man, she always looked worn out, like she didn't want to be there. She let everything get under her skin. But when she took all that money home to her man, she didn't care about nothing. Well, I ain't gonna say she didn't care about nothing, but you can tell she now lived her life like she didn't have a worry in the world. She said doing that inspired her husband to now he started making, if this how it's gonna be, I got plans. This is what we about to do. We about to do this. And guess what? They ended up, he's a brilliant brother because he definitely handled and budgeted that money perfectly because they ended up getting 2 new cars, a brand new house built from the ground up. You understand? Because he was managing the money. Right. You understand? And her desire was toward her husband. And then that naturally as a man is going to turn you into a champion. Mm-hmm. When your woman hands you the check, you got to, it's like you got to come through. It's like you feel like you have to come through now. You got to make it happen. And guess what? She ended up going on and living a way better life, a happier life, by just totally submitting to her husband. Mm-hmm. You understand? And had I been a brother in the world, Mardocky, what you think would have went down? A brother in the world, a Christian pastor. You got to get his money. You understand? Mm-hmm. The Christian church got the woman going in your pocket. You understand? Got the woman feeling like her desires are supposed to be served. But the Lord said, your desires to your husband. You understand? Think about it, man. If the Christian church taught you the Bible, it wouldn't be so many women in the church. You go to church, ain't nothing but women and sodomites. You understand? So we're gonna drop that out. You understand? I want you to go to Book of Romans chapter 7, Baba Shah. Go to Romans chapter 7, start at verse 1.
This is the book of Romans chapter 7 and verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth?
You understand? The laws of the Bible have dominion over everybody. You understand? Brothers, that's one of the main things why black people are destroyed. It's because we don't even know the laws of the Bible. First of all, we don't even know that is our law. You understand? You know how give you an example. You know how a gang or a set will have their own laws, their own bylaws. You understand? Separate from America's laws. Well, as black people, these are our laws. You understand? These are the core principles that will make us a great and powerful nation. You understand? Read on.
Verse 2. For the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband.
You understand? So here's the thing. When you have a man, because we already established that sex is marriage. You understand? You having sex with a brother, guess what? Sister, you are bound to that man. You understand? In the black culture, this is how black culture this is how black culture is. This is what marriage is today. Marriage today is not going down there in the courthouse and signing a piece of paper. That's not marriage. That's called a tax classification. Mm-hmm. That's what that is. That's not marriage. People go do that and don't even live in the same house. Right. Don't even see each other. You know what I mean? Go on by their day and have completely different lives, but they sign that piece of paper so they can get a tax break. People do that. You understand? People marry people just to get them in the country and, divorce them. Mm-hmm. You understand? That right there is not marriage. What marriage is today is on every dating app. You understand? Tinder, Bumble, Tagged. You know what I mean? It's people getting married every day. Sometimes by different people every other day. You understand? Sometimes different people all in the same day. Right. You understand? Sex is marriage. Today, marriage is whoredom. You understand? That when people out here are whoring around, sleeping with whores, sleeping with girls and throwing them away, bouncing from man to man. When you lay down with that man, you are marrying that man. That is the act of marriage. You understand? So now you go and dishonor, like you're continuously being dishonorable. You understand? And here's the thing. Like I said, these are core principles that will make us as a nation a great and powerful people. How powerful can we be, Mardakia, when we can't even trust our wife? How powerful can we be when the husband ain't man enough to correct his wife? How powerful of a nation are we going to be? You understand? How powerful of a nation are we going to be if the black woman continues to feel like she don't need a man? And how powerful is our nation going to be when black men feel like it's money over bitches? You understand? We don't love them hoes. You understand? How powerful of a nation are we going to be? You understand? Read on.
But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband.
Now here's the thing. When you have sex with that man, here's how it's supposed to be. Like I just told you what it is. What it is marriage is completely dishonored. You know what I mean? Your homeboys will dishonor your marriage. You understand? And dishonor the brotherhood. You understand? It happens all the time, Mardakia. You understand? You know how out of every crew in the world, it's one brother that don't bring your girl around him. You understand? Because he gonna strike her. And then he gonna blame, he gonna make it seem like it's your fault because you brought her over there. You understand? How strong of a people are we going to be? You understand? So that's what marriage is today. It's just waiting to get betrayed. You understand? Betraying yourself, betraying your nation, betraying the Most High. It's betrayal. But the way we should deal with that is like this. If a sister got a man, for the rest of her life, as long as that man alive, should no black man even want to touch her. Shouldn't even want to even have really much of a conversation with her. You understand? Like, I'm very careful whenever I'm around another brother's wife. You understand? I almost, salam, sister, and that's most of what she get out of me. You understand? That's the most. You understand? Because we supposed to look at it like, and even if she run off, we done broke up. We supposed to be men and brothers and be like, go back to your man. She's supposed to wander the earth and can't find out one man to even want her because she got a man. You understand? That's how it's supposed to be. Brothers need to be a little more honorable. You understand? Brothers need to stop sleeping with another woman, sleeping with a woman that's got a man. You understand? Because think about it, man. Like, you go on YouTube, you find videos all day of brothers coming home, finding a woman getting her guts beat in by another brother, and he put him down. You understand? Man, that's what happens with whoredom. You understand? You be a whore. It's in the Bible. You understand? You know the story we're talking. Matter of fact, let's pull that real quick, Baba Kashah. Let me see if I can remember what scripture, what chapter it is. Hold on. That young hit different. Proverbs chapter 7. See, here's the thing, man. You know, this one is for all the brothers that this is for this Proverbs chapter 7. We're gonna go through this whole chapter. Proverbs chapter 7 is for all the brothers that's sleeping with women who have a man. You understand? Because this is reality. But a lot of people like to say the Bible ain't real. I'd be damned. I'd be goddamn. You understand? If the Bible ain't real. Because I'm going to show you reality in the Bible. Right. Read that when you got it. Proverbs chapter 7, just start at verse 1.
It's the book of Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee.
So the Lord says, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Like, don't commit adultery. You understand? Keep that commandment. Don't commit adultery. Don't sleep with another man's wife. Read on.
Verse 2, keep my commandments and live. Keep
my commandments and live. Not committing adultery, you're going to live. You understand? But read on.
And my laws as the apple of thine eye.
Now, laws the apple of the eye. Read on.
Verse 3, bind them upon thy fingers.
Go ahead.
Write them upon the table of thine heart.
You understand? Write them on your heart. Like, your heart is your mind. You understand? Embed that in your brain. Make that, you understand? Like, a lot of brothers like to have this term called real nigga. You understand? Yeah, I'm sure you done heard that term, Mardakia. A lot of brothers in the world determine their status of manhood by how much of a real nigga they are. Right. Well, let me tell you something. If you're sleeping with a woman who has a man, you are not a real nigga. You are, in fact, I'm not. I hope I don't get checked for saying this, but you are, in fact, a bitch nigga. You sleeping with a woman who has a man. You are a bitch. You are not a man. You are not a real nigga. Read on. A real nigga don't do that. So you keep the commandments, because ain't nothing realer than that. Right. Than not sleeping with a woman who has a man. That's real. Read on.
Verse 4, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
You understand? That's heavy. It says, call wisdom thy sister. Be close enough, have so much wisdom, be so wise in your decisions. You understand? That is damn near a relative. Read on, you know what I mean? Read on.
Verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman.
These laws, that's heavy. Say these laws, not committing adultery, not pursuing a woman who has a man, is going to keep you away from a strange woman. You understand? Read on.
From the stranger, which flattereth with her words.
You understand? A lot of these women who got a man, hey, they be out here yapping, Mardaki. You understand? Like I done worked in a call center where it was so many sisters that it was married, and they was, you know what I mean? You know they got a term for the fellas when we do it. They call it cat calling. But hey, them sisters that's married is twice as bad.
Right.
You understand? They twice as bad and got a man the whole time. You understand? Twice as bad. You understand? Read on.
For at the window of my house I looked through my casement,
Go ahead.
and behold, among the simple ones I discern among the youth.
You understand? So this is Solomon. Hold on, this is Proverbs, right? Yeah, this is Solomon. You understand? And he's talking about some things that he's witnessing. He says among the simple ones, like talking about like the niggas in the world. You understand? The brothers who, you know what I mean, who ain't necessarily got the common sense or the sense enough not to sleep with another man's wife. Like a brother who does that, guess what, brother? You simple. You one of the simple ones that King Solomon talking about.
Right.
You understand? You out here doing stuff like that, you simple, lot.
Right.
That's plain as you're not a player, you're not a pimp, you're not better than the man who actually put a roof over that sister head. You a simpleton. You understand? And we gonna find out exactly how simple this brother is. Read on.
Passing through the street near her corner.
And he like imagine this. You at your slavery. You understand? You know the sister got a man, but yet you hanging out in her area. Making sure you seen, you know what I mean? Trying to make sure you get seen by her. Go ahead.
Passing through the street near the corner, and he went the way to her house.
Went the way to her house. You understand? We know what that means. He pulled up. Go ahead.
In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night.
He ain't do this in the middle of the day, in broad daylight, creeping on the low at the nighttime. Read on.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
You know what I mean? She's dressed with the plickety plaques. You understand? Got the little mini skirt on with the 6-inch stilettos, Mardaki.
Right.
Ain't got on no drawers. You understand? Got the nails on, the eye makeup. You know what I mean? The lip gloss, looking, smelling good. You understand? Read on.
And subtile of heart. 11. She is loud and stubborn.
Loud. Think about it, man. These whores is loud and stubborn.
Right.
What other kind of woman is loud and stubborn? A matriarchal woman. A matriarch. You understand? The women who think they run the house. You understand? Who think they run, who got to run everything. Who feel like they don't need a man. Another term for that is a whore. You think you don't need a man, guess what? You's a whore. You understand? You a hoe. You's a hoe.
Right.
Read on.
She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
Her feet do not abide in her house. Her desire is not towards her husband. She serve her own lust. You understand? Her feet abide not in her house. She got a home that her husband worked for and built up. You understand? Read on.
Verse 12. Now is she without now in the streets and lie in wait at every corner?
Man, she for the streets. Look at that right there. We got it. They say it in the world all the time. She for the streets. You understand? King Solomon said it. He said she for the streets. Read on. That's how you know black people wrote this book, huh? That's how you know that these was not. This is the disconnect between black people and the Bible. Is we think white people wrote this. So when we think white people wrote this, we read it from a white perspective. But instead of understanding and realizing that our forefathers wrote this,
Right.
them was imagine your great 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 granddaddy. You understand? They forefathers wrote this. And guess what? They were saying she was for the streets when King Solomon walked the earth.
Right.
Read on.
Now she is without now in the streets, and lieth and wait in every corner. 13. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have a peace offering with me.
You understand? She got a peace offering. You understand? She done brought gifts. You know what I mean? She got a little gift for the brother. Gave him a kiss. You understand? Making him feel like daddy. You understand? But she for the streets.
Right.
You understand? But read on about this girl who for the streets. Read on.
So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have a peace offering with me. This day have I paid my vows. 15. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee.
She said she came forth diligently. She rushed over there. You know what I mean? She couldn't wait to see this brother. You know what I mean? Making him feel like daddy. He like, man, I'm so much better than all these other brothers. Go ahead.
The sister Adrian had a question.
Go ahead.
She said, can a woman choose to not marry?
Absolutely. You understand? Paul said it's better to not marry. It's better for the kingdom's sake to not marry. You understand? So yeah, absolutely, sis. It is perfectly fine for a sister to not marry. You understand? Just like a brother, it's perfectly fine for a brother to not marry. Paul was not married. You understand? Read on. But is there anything else?
That was it, sir. That was the question.
All right, no sweat. All right, go ahead. Read on.
I have decked my bed with covering of tapestry.
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 You understand? She got the bed all decorated. You know how when the love scenes in the movies, they got the bed with the thing wrapped around it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, Mardaki? I don't know what you call it, but all of that, the tapestry. Go ahead.
With carved works, with fine linen of Egypt.
Fine linen of Egypt, the Egyptian cotton. You understand? Read on.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon.
Ooh-wee. She ready. She ready. Read on.
Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning.
Let's go take our fill of love. You understand? You know what that means. That don't mean they gonna go home and drink tea and eat crumpets. You understand? Let's go take our fill of love. I'm gonna have to use that one, Mardaki. Go ahead.
Let us solace ourselves with loves.
Go ahead.
For the good man is not at home.
Whoa, wait a minute. That remind me of that R. Kelly and what's the brother name? The You're Contagious. Ron Isley. You understand? What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home?
Right.
You understand? The good man is what? Where's the good man?
Says, for the good man is not at home.
The good man is not at home. Her husband is not at home. Read on.
He is gone a long journey.
He going on a long journey. You understand? He out. You know what I mean? What's he doing with that journey? What's he doing on this journey? Read on.
He have taken a bag of money with him.
He got a bag of money. He out there handling business, trying to bring home the bag. You understand? He out there trying to get the bag. You understand? Read on.
At the day appointed.
So at the day appointed, meaning that it's a time he's gonna leave, and it's a time he's gonna come back. He ain't gonna basically like he ain't gonna be back until this day.
Right.
So come on through. I got everything laid out. You understand? She telling this brother this. This brother knows she got a man, but he a simple one.
Right.
Read on.
And he will come at home the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield.
You know what I mean? He like, shit, say no more. Say less. We in there, I'm on the way. Let's go. Let's go take our fill of love. Go ahead.
With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
You know what I mean? She ain't. Yeah, think about it like this. That's how you know GMS don't know nothing about the Bible. You understand? This sister just forced this brother to come through. Forced him, Mardaki. That's the word it used, ain't it?
Okay.
Forced him. How did she force him?
With the flattering of her lips.
With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. Now, hold on, time out. Hold on, sidebar. Think about that, sisters, when you trying to figure out why you can't get through to your man. You understand? She just forced this brother to dishonor the nation of Israel.
Right.
You understand? And how did she do it? With the flattery of her mouth. With the flattery of her lips. Guess what? Flatter your husband. Flatter him. Do it. Say nice things and sweet things to him. Instead of yap, 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 yap. You know what I mean? Talk dirty to him. You understand? Guess what? He gonna be a lot more receptive. You know what I mean? That headache that he got every day from all the millions of world crushing problems that you go through on a daily basis. You understand? This brother has to process all of that in one big headache. You understand? But you got the power. Women, sisters have no idea how much power they really have, Mardaki. You understand? They have no idea. You understand? Because listen, I play video games. Ain't no woman ever been able to tell me to stop playing video games. It's never happened. But there's been a few women who made me put that controller down. You understand? Made me throw it. I don't even want the game no more. You understand? It's ways to get your husband off of that game. You understand? It is ways to do it. And you know it. You know exactly what to do. The problem is you want to do this. You want to yap, yap, yap. You want to try to boss him. You want to try to make him submit to you. That's stupid. You understand? You know what I mean? What military do the privates outrank the generals? Right. I ain't never seen them. Let a private try to, hey, General, Salakia General, I need you to go and do this for me, Baba Kashar, and report back. Man, you can't talk to no general like that. Right. You understand? What you doing, General? Man, I can't, that don't even sound right even coming out my mouth. Right. You understand? That's the same way with your man. You don't get your way by trying to be his boss, by try to be his head, try to be his Lord. Mm-hmm. You understand? You get your way by flattering with your mouth. You understand? By using your femininity. Embracing your femininity will force him. That's how powerful it is. Her femininity forced him to be an adulterer. Your femininity will force your husband to give you attention. You understand? Your femininity will force your husband to kill to keep you safe. Mm-hmm. To be willing to die for you. Right. Your femininity will force him to do that. You understand? The Bible explains it the Bible breaks it down so much better than I ever could. You understand? Because that's a perfect word for it, to just drive it home. Your femininity will, you being a woman, a submissive, subtle, modest woman, will force your man to want to get in them sweet watery guts.
Right.
It will force him to not want to play Call of Duty. You understand? Because trust me, a man would much rather you understand? He on the game because he ain't getting that. You understand? He on the game to escape from this, from the yaps. You understand? And because you don't know how to be feminine, all your relationships fail. But nevertheless, you know, this sister here used her femininity and forced this brother to sin against the Most High. Read on. I just wanted to say that as a sidebar real quick. You understand? Because, you know what I mean, sisters have a lot of power. You understand? It's almost symbiotic how the power exchanges. You understand? Your power is not in your aggression or your dominance. Your power as a woman is in your submission. That is where your power is. You understand? It's like certain things, Mardakia, like even like how can I put this? When I used to box, right? You remember that picture of Muhammad Ali? If I'm sure you probably seen it, but he's underwater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's throwing punches underwater. So me being a boxer, you know, I looked up the fighters like Mike Tyson. Muhammad Ali was one of my favorite fighters. You understand? Not Roy Jones, but Floyd Mayweather is my number one favorite fighter. Mike Tyson is my second favorite fighter, and Muhammad Ali was my third favorite fighter. So, you know, I used to wonder why he would throw those punches underwater. So oftentimes, you know, when I would train and do that training, you know, on the days where I wasn't training, I would go swimming just to sit in the pool. You know what I mean? Just because it felt good on my muscles that's about to die. You know, my shoulder muscle about to die on me because I done threw 1 million punches this week. You understand? So I used to go just chill in the pool. But, you know, one day I just started throwing punches in the pool, and I started realizing I can't throw no punch underwater. It's extremely hard to throw a punch and actually have speed underwater. You understand? But the thing is what I had to do was I learned how instead of trying to be dominant against the water, I learned how to move my body through the water. You see what I'm saying? And that you know, changed up how I even threw punches even outside of the water. But I had to submit to the water. I couldn't just go in and just dominate in the water. I was going to kill myself, probably drown. You understand? But I had to respect the water for what it was and learn how to move through the water. You know what I'm saying? In a way where I wasn't trying to force the water out of the way. I had to yield. And once I learned that, then, you know, I'm a big dude, Mardakia. But my hands is fast. You understand? I got fast hands. And I had to learn how to have fast hands. You understand? And the way I learned was I was inspired by Muhammad Ali, boxing and throwing punches underwater. I had to yield to the water. You understand? So it's like, you know, certain things you don't fight against, you yield to. You understand? So, you know what I mean? So that's the whole point of what I was trying to make. You understand? But read on.
Okay. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter.
Look, listen to that. You ever seen an ox get slaughtered? Did you go to the lamb slaughter?
Not this one, but the last one.
You went to the last one? So you seen how that bull was when they took him in there? He went straight in there. He He was like, yep, oh, yep. Tell me go this way. All right, I'm going that way. Yep. All right, okay. Uh-oh, they got me. Uh-oh, something going on. Oh, what's that? You know what I mean? That's how this brother went there. Which how a lot of brothers go to sisters' houses to got a man. Like an ox headed to the slaughter. And think about it. The scripture said like an ox headed to the slaughter. Could have said like an ox headed to the bathroom. You know, it could have said like a dog heading to the food tray. It ain't say that. It said like an ox headed to the slaughter. Read on.
Or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
Go ahead.
To a dart strike through his liver.
Till what?
Till a dart strike through his liver.
Now dart, I ain't talking about like little.
Right.
You know, that ain't what it's talking about. It's talking about a spear. You understand? Like a javelin. You understand? That's another word for a javelin is a dart. You understand? Talking about a javelin, a spear. You know, them things that Leonidas used to use in the movie 300, the stick with the little knife on it. That go through his what?
That go through his liver.
Through his liver. That's a kill shot. You understand? Anybody, you ever known anybody get shot in the stomach? They get hit in the liver and that blood come out black, they ain't gonna make it. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's a kill shot. Read on.
And as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life.
It's for his life. You understand? He go home, he laid up with that woman, and guess what? A dart shot through his liver. A javelin. That man was shish kebabbed. And then laid up with this other man's woman. That man came home and caught this man in the bed with his woman, and he put a javelin through him. Mm-hmm. You understand? Today, Maradaki, that's a Glock 19. Right. He put that through him. Mm-hmm. You know, or AR-15. Right. He put that through him. Listen, you gonna be in there digging out them sweet watery guts. And then all of a sudden, you gonna hear something go, BOW! And you ain't gonna have no feeling in your back. And you gonna be like, what the hell? And then you gonna see blood all over them big, beautiful breasts. And you gonna be like, what the hell is going on? And you gonna turn around and you gonna see the most grimacing look on a man's face that you ever seen. And you're going to be like, damn, if only I had kept my thing in my pants. If only I had went and found my own woman instead of sleeping with a married woman. You understand? So think about that, man. You understand? Adultery, what's the punishment for adultery, Mardaki?
Death, sir.
The punishment for adultery is death. You understand? In the old days, you put your finger in the wrong pie. Right. You understand? They're gonna tell you about the gun line, boss. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like Claude ran across that field and went and got that pie. Mm-hmm. You understand? Hey, you understand? They used to stone you to death for that. You understand? Today, you get the firing squad. You're supposed to get the firing squad for committing adultery. Both of y'all sitting there together. Okay, no sweat. Committing adultery, all right, no problem. We got the 7.62s loaded up. Pow, pow, pow. You understand? That's what's supposed to happen to you. You're supposed to die. That's supposed to be for your life. You understand? Anything else on that?
Come.
Read on.
Verse 24. Hearken unto me, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth.
Listen to the Most High, man. Listen to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Listen to the ISUPK, man. You understand? Read on.
Let not the heart decline to her ways.
Don't yield after a whore. Don't betray the Most High for no whore. You understand? For some box that's contaminated.
Right.
Contaminated box. You understand? To that man, her husband, that thing is pure because it's his. But to everybody else, that thing is contaminated.
Right.
You understand? I ask brothers all the time in the world. I be like, when brothers get to talking, you know how it is, Mardaka, when the brothers in the world get to talking, and you the Grinch who stole Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Raining on everybody parade, aka the party pooper.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I tell brothers all the time. I ask them this question. I'm like, why would you want to sleep with another man's woman?
Yeah.
Like, man, it's just cookie to me. I'm just trying to, I just want some cookie. I just want to hit. And then I ask them a question like, would you share a condom with another man? They're like, ugh, hell no, I wouldn't share no condom with no man. Then why would you stick your rod in a hole where another man stick his rod in? You understand? Where you think that stuff gonna go at?
Right.
It's in there. You understand? It's in there. And you going in there right after him. That's disgusting, not. You understand? That's an abomination unto the Lord. You understand? Read on.
Okay. Go not astray in her paths.
Don't chase after no whore, man. Don't even fall into that trap. She said she got a man. She got a man. No sweat. You know what I mean? Read on.
For she have cast down many wounded.
Now, this is heavy, y'all. Listen, we in South Carolina. I'm from a town called Anderson, South Carolina. When I was growing up in Anderson, there was entire gang wars that started because of one whore. You understand? Sleeping with brothers on both sides. You understand? A lot of brothers is dead and gone. Got shot, don't walk the same no more. You understand? A lot of brothers, you understand, over whores. You understand? How many brothers you think done lost their life because of a whore?
Right.
How many brothers you think is dead and gone right now because they went on Snapchat and met some thought on East Side or West Side or some hood and went out there thinking that they done found love on the internet to get set up and robbed? You understand? It's so many risks when it comes to dealing with a whore. You understand? It's so many risks. It's better not even to do it. You understand? It's the Lord said, keep the commandment in the first verse. Was it the first verse or the second verse? In the first verse, he said, keep these commandments and live. How many brothers they say this woman done cast down many men. You understand? You gonna sit here and say this Bible ain't a real book. Brother, this is real life. Right. 2021. This is happening right now. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like right this very minute, somewhere in Greenville, South Carolina, there is a woman cheating on her husband that just got caught, and this man probably about to kill her right now. Mm-hmm. About to kill the brother right now. It's happening right now, this minute. Right. You understand? You better believe it. This is reality. Anybody who'd never seen this, heard about this, you know that what we're saying is true. This Bible is not, this is a living word. Right. You understand? Meaning that these principles apply just as well 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, as they do today. You understand? We're not making that up. This is right here in the Bible. You understand? Talk about the Bible don't apply. You know, what do Christians say? The laws don't apply to today. You know what I mean? Yeah, the hell they do. Because this brother's still losing their lives over a woman that don't belong to them. Right. Over his brothers going to prison for go to a prison. Go visit a prison. And see how many brothers in there for murdering their wife and their wife's lover. Is that not a common thing? You understand? Go look it up. There are countless brothers and sisters in prison right now, doing life without parole. You understand? For murder, because they murdered their wife and their wife's lover. You understand? And here's the thing, Mardaki. The brothers who commit these murders be the most honorable men you ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Honorable enough to marry this sister. Honorable enough to put a roof over a goddamn head. To be a father to children that don't even belong to him.
Right.
Just to come home and find you sleeping with the neighbor. After he done sacrificed everything for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I understand why brothers snap in those situations. Because these sisters thinking they just gonna be whores and ain't nothing gonna happen, ain't nothing gonna be wrong. What he don't know won't hurt him. Yeah, but what he don't know gonna hurt you. You understand? And if he don't do it, the Lord gonna do it. You understand? So keep playing around being whores. You understand? Until one day, what this scripture that we just spoke about, this whole chapter we just brought out, is gonna be front page news. And you the main character. You understand? Crying on TV because your man. And then here's the thing, Mardaki. They go and make the man out to be a monster. Yeah. Make the sister out to be a saint. You understand? Granted, I'm not justifying no brother should commit no murder for a woman cheating on you. You understand? If that sister cheat on you, let her be a whore out. You understand? Thank the Most High for revealing it to you. And then coming to the UPK and get you 50 of them. Mm-hmm. You understand? Anything else in that chapter? Go ahead.
For she have cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slayed by her.
And think about that. Think about that. Because some brothers think because they gangsters, they ain't worried about all that. I can handle my own. He come around here with that nonsense. Listen, man. One thing that you learn in the streets real quick is the most hardcore gangster can get his life took just like that. How you think brothers die in the street? Everybody can be touched. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Everybody can be touched. Everybody. You understand? Even if you the one who normally do the touching, guess what? Hard to be on point when you knee deep in some sweet watery guts. You know what I mean? It's hard to be on top. You ain't got your pistol on you while you beating up some guts. You understand? You focused on the guts. Don't even know it's a man right behind you with that AK-47. Already got one in the head because he didn't want you to hear it cock. He wanted to just hit you, and then you hit, and then everything goes silent, and then she's sitting there screaming and crying. You understand? Looking at him like, "Oh, you maniac! What's wrong with you?" You understand? Go ahead, Doc.
Come. Her house is the way to hell.
Whoa, that's heavy. Her house is the way to hell. Hell is not a place you go when you die.
Right.
Just said her house is the way to hell. GPS get you there. Waze get you to hell.
Right.
You understand? Google Maps will get you to hell. You understand? Shoot. You know what I mean? Hell, I'm going to tell you what hell is. Let me tell you what hell is. Hell is thinking you slick. Thinking you old pipe slinger. Thinking you a player to player, pimp to pimp. You understand? And then one fateful night, you end up in a wheelchair the rest of your life. You understand? That's hell, Lock. Listen, I sat in court for a charge that I had to go to court for one time. And in the courthouse, there was a trial. And at the trial, there was a sister, a brother and a sister. Not blood brothers, but you know, the sister was from Issachar and the brother was El Salvadorian. And the sister was married. And she was committing adultery on her husband with this brother from El Salvador. The brother from El Salvador was like a dentist or something, some type of doctor. He did something medical. You know, had a practice and everything in El Salvador. And of course, I believe I don't know these particular details, but he was like a dentist or a doctor, some type of doctor in El Salvador. And they had this relationship going on for years, where he would come see her, she would go see him, and vice versa. And she was married. The whole time they was together, she was supposed to be leaving her husband to go and be with him. Like they had plans of her leaving her husband to be with him. You understand? So much so to the point where he packed up everything, shut down his practice and everything, and moved to Greenville, South Carolina. Thinking he finally about to be with the woman he loved. Right. You understand? And then when he moved up here, he threw away everything he knew in life. He threw it away, left it behind. You understand? And moved up here. And then she went ghost on him. They had been talking for years. But when he finally moved, because it's time, when they finally ready to make that move, she go ghost on him. So he finally catch up with her. And she like, I decided I'm going to stay with my husband. Dang. So this brother snapped and tracked her down, pulled up on her at the red light, and started busting at her. Shot her up. And I can't remember. I don't think he killed nobody. But he shot her up. And she ended up in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. You know what I mean? She ended up in a wheelchair. And this brother got sentenced to like 15 years in prison. You know what I mean? So the thing is that whoredom, being a whore, it's all fun and games until you bleeding on the side of the highway. Can't feel your legs. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games until like 50 Cent say, until your brain hop out the top like Jack in the Box. Right. You know what I mean? When your brain hop out the top like Jack in the Box, you gonna be thinking you ain't gonna be thinking nothing then. You know what I mean? Your thoughts is gonna be on the dashboard. You know what I mean? Like how Rico did Calvin and Paid in Full. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What's up, Kermie? Right. Yep. You understand? You gonna be like Kermie. You understand? It's all fun and games until stuff like that happens. You understand? Because the Lord knows better than us. You understand? The Most High knows what it takes for us to be a great and powerful people. How can we be great? You understand? Commit adultery. Right. How can we be great? You understand? A nation comes from a tribe. A tribe comes from a family. A family comes from a man and a woman. You understand? So if entire nation came from Abraham and Sarah, you understand? How you think that'd have played out if Sarah was a whore?
Yeah.
Think about it. If Sarah was sleeping with Pharaoh and Abraham came home, caught Sarah getting bust down. You know what I mean? In the house he built.
Right.
You understand? You know what I mean? With that, I'm pass the class over to Precinct Officer Mardaki.
ISUPK security announcements. We got an ISUPK. Start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can read about this in Numbers chapter 18, verses 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, we are still in the Feast of First Fruits. This starts after the Sabbath of Unleavened Bread, sundown, Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day. This falls on June 20th. Start before sundown. Leviticus 23, and you can read about this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, starting with all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.